Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports. We're back to your Docs Daily for Thursday, the 17th of April. And hey, today is a holiday in Canada, I bet. It's the last day of the regular season. Or maybe the holiday's Saturday when the NHL playoffs start, right, Nick?
Yeah, Saturday. I think they got four teams in the playoffs with Montreal clinching that last night. So I think there's 4 Canadian teams.
They got to be happy about that.
Yeah.
Now, I still don't think any of them are going to win. So we go with the drought continues. But hey, you can't win if you're not in, as they say. So, but we've got last day of the NHL season. We've got a little MLB, no NBA today. The play-in tournament starts again tomorrow as we have the fight for the 8th seed in both the Western and Eastern Conference. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But we'll basically cover MLB today. So we'll get maybe get a Nerfy out of Nick. You never know. Never Nerfy Nick's like. But Nick, make sure you like and subscribe. And this Doc Sports Live free 60. There's 2 of us today. So you know what you can do with the free 60? You go in for new customers. You'll get $60. It's $30 per MLB day. So you can get my MLB today. You can get Nick's MLB and try us out. Of course, if you're a new or existing customer, just go to the grid to get in on our top plays. I don't have any real big plays today. I have a 4-unit play in Major League Baseball, a little player prop in Major League Baseball. I think a 2 or 3-unit play. So I'm saving my bullets for tomorrow and Saturday. Nick, do you have anything big today?
Nothing big today. We got a lower volume card on the MLB side of things. 3 plays. But yesterday we smacked in again our 7-unit best bet on the ice with them Montreal Canadiens there. They had to win that game. They did so and got into the playoffs. We will be back on Saturday for playoffs. I'm jacked up. And as well, we got a 7-unit coming out tomorrow in the NBA. So locked and loaded for this weekend, Craig. Excited. We got NHL rolling around, so I'm jacked up.
Yeah, so people always say, hey, how can I test you out? That free 60, that helps you test it out. Also, if you get on the Premium Plus, that's a great way to check us out. So that you'll get the Indian Cowboy Level 1, that's $19.99. You add an extra $30, you get both. You get the 3 expert plays every day. I do a video every day that I pick out 3 of our experts, 2, 3, or 4-unit plays, and you get them for just $49.99, and then you'll get those Indian Cowboy plays. So it ends up being about 150 to 180 plays a month for $49.99. The link is in the description below. All right, Nick. Now that the NHL playoffs are at least the everybody's in, like there's nothing to be played for today. Is like there's something like you're looking ahead to Saturday. I started seeing the lines popping up and everything. You're going to have a big play, I hope, for Saturday for us, right?
Yeah, I'll definitely have a big play. Definitely a 3-pack, locked and loaded. But what was really interesting is on that future side. I was looking at futures this morning in the NHL, and I saw the Dallas Stars. They're favorites here to win the cup at odds of plus 700. That shocked me a little bit since they have home advantage here against the Colorado Avalanche. But to have them favorite seems a little tricky to me. And then I like these Winnipeg Jets if they could get out of this first round, because we saw what the St. Louis Blues did. I believe, yeah, they're playing the Blues in that first round, and you saw what they did to get into the playoffs. They're a sneaky team, but we'll see. That atmosphere in Winnipeg there is going to be lights out. The towels are going to be whipping. So I'm like I said, I'm jacked up for the playoffs, but I will have a 3-pack on Saturday, Craig.
Yeah, the NHL, the top teams rarely win. Like they rarely win. So if you're playing futures and you like a, double, 10 to 1, 20 to 1, I would fire because it has happened. I mean, we had the 8 seed. What was that? 15 years ago when the Kings ran all the way to the finals and won as an 8 seed. So that doesn't happen in other sports. It does happen in NHL. Not regularly, but we do see some bigger upsets. So make sure if you're looking at the future market, look at some of those long shots. Now, let's talk MLB because I think today's card is a little sneaky, nice card. Now, I didn't have like 6 or 7 unit, not like that, but I like my little 4-unit play. I like some of these early games. Nick, is there anything early that we need to get these people on before these games start? I know a couple of them have already started for us.
I don't think early. This was the Nationals game early in the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think that's a 6:40 start, but I'll talk about this one. We got the Nationals and the Pittsburgh Pirates here.
That game just started.
Oh, they just started. All right. Well, here comes a live wager.
1-0 Pirates.
Oh, okay. I was going to give out the Pirates. We got Andrew Haney on the mound, but I won't give that one out. Honestly, Andrew Haney has not won yet for his starting pitcher in the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think he has a good outing today. If the Nationals take a lead in the first 5 innings, I would live bet that full game on the Pittsburgh Pirates there. But let's talk about this New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays here. The Yankees, they're coming in on a 3-game winning streak, while Tampa Bay Rays, they're on a 2-game losing streak here. And a fun fact about this game, where the Rays play their home games this season, the New York Yankees, that's their spring training game. So they're familiar here with this ballpark. They got Bradley on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's probably their best arm in this rotation. He's 2-0 this season, 17 innings of work. But this Yankees lineup, they do damage, and they're still first in the MLB in runs per game. We're getting a good value here against a team that is their spring training home facility. Give me the New York Yankees here to beat the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, Warren is the one worry for the Yankees. I mean, he's, got a 5 ERA. We've talked about it. Like, you can kind of throw out the ERA stats early, and that can also get you some value. When you're looking at, like, yesterday, Corbin, everybody was, because Corbin had been bad. And then, of course, he had a big game and they won as a little underdog. But, Warren is the worry. If he can go 3 or 4 innings and get them to the bullpen without having to use them up early, I mean, the Rays won't have a chance here because their offense doesn't have what the Yankees have. I will say, though, the Yankees are a little feast or famine this year. Them and the Orioles are kind of very similar, where it's like, it seems like they have these really big games and then nothing in between. So you kind of got to be careful when you're playing the Yankees because of that. I got a little free play for you. I kind of like this Mets game, Mets and Cardinals. Like, Canning's going tonight. I think St. Louis is a live underdog. They started the season slow. It was mostly because of the road woes. They were just 1-5 on the road. But you get them as a little bit of an underdog here at plus 115. I think you take the Cardinals here. I know the Mets, I think their pitching staff is like a 3. They've only allowed 3.15 runs a game or something. But this Cardinals team is playing a little better. I like them as an underdog. I think they have a shot to win this game outright. So let's take them at that plus 115 price. Nick, now I don't know about you, on early games scare the shit out of me. Early day games, because every time these games, they play the night before. Yeah, almost always, but usually they play the night before. They come back here. One team's usually leaving town. That's just facts. And sometimes you just have although we're not going to use our bullpen, we're going to let this guy get used up. If we lose, we lose. We're not going to blow our bullpen for the next series. Like today, I did like that Pirates game early. I also thought my Reds were live, and of course they're both up. And I did, they both started before we went on air. So the Reds are up 2-0. Pirates up 1-0. One's in the second, one's in the top of the third, the Pirates game. But when you look at these early games, is it something that you stay away from, or do you just sprinkle?
I actually attack, especially when it is a midweek series and it is the last game, especially that third game. If the prior team has won 2-0 on that series and they're going for that sweep, they're going to throw out their bullpen in that. They already got the series win. So what I look to eye up is good value on that first 5 inning on the opposing side, who's lost 2 in a row. And that would be the Miami Marlins. Even though they're down right now 3-1 against the Arizona Cardinals, that was a team that I looked to attack to take advantage here, because these teams like the Arizona Cardinals, they got another weekend series against the Chicago Cubs coming up here tomorrow, actually here in Wrigley. So I look to attack those plus value first 5 innings when a team is coming off losses, especially 0-2 in the series. They try to get and salvage that weekday series there. So that's what I look out for, especially with a mediocre pitcher going against the favorites. That's what I do.
I like this. I also like to play props on day games, especially strikeout pops. I just think it's much tougher to pick up the ball. So I think you have an advantage for the pitcher. One I like today, it's actually one of my premium plays for the player props. I'm going to give it out. JP Sears over strikeouts today. He's had 2 7 strikeout games. He had a 2 strikeout game. Today's is 4.5. This is a White Sox lineup that's just not very good, especially against lefties. I think he gets us 5 or 6 today, no problem. So I kind of like that in day games. I do like playing player props, and that's what I have for today. Now, let's talk NBA. Interesting games last night. Both road teams won last night. Weren't close. Either game was not close. The Bulls just – I don't even know what the Bulls are doing. Like, I'm going to be very honest. Like, I have no clue what the game plan was. Like, let's play half court to second half, down 20 points. Like, if you're going to lose, unload the clip, as they say. Let's just go down and freaking push the pace and trap and like let's throw everything out there. They just looked. I'm guessing Billy Donovan's getting fired.
I guess it looked like they had their tickets punched to Cabo for today. That was ridiculous how they came out there in that first quarter and then they just couldn't get it back. I mean, their pace of play was awful and nobody really wanted to score the ball from what I was seeing. I was actually on the other side with the 4-unit play with the Miami Heat. So I went against my Chicago Bulls, not betting with my heart there, betting with my brain. So it came out good. And then how about Dallas? Dallas winning outright. I gave it on the show plus 4.5 yesterday. Keep those points. They won outright. And just the Kings, at home, they're inconsistent and they've been inconsistent all year. We'll see what that Dallas Mavericks team does. Who are they playing next
game?
The
Grizzlies at Memphis.
Grizzlies, yep,
they're a 6.5 point underdog. Miami is a 1 point underdog. I kind of like both of the underdogs, to be very honest. Both of them played. I always like when you're coming off a win, confidence. Dallas couldn't have played any better. They played terrible the first quarter, and then just the last 3 quarters played almost perfect. Anthony Davis ended up with 26 or something, basically all in, I think 20 in the last 3 quarters. Klay Thompson lit it up, kind of, made up for last year when in the play-in tournament when he couldn't make a shot and lost at Sacramento. So that was a nice win. And then the Heat played Tyler Hero. I keep doubting him because he doesn't play a lot of defense. He actually played good defense last night. And the Heat.
What do you have, like 38 points?
Yeah. It was he had 30 at half, right? Or 28 at half or something. So, I mean, it was
ridiculous.
Basically, it was over after the first quarter. They were like, hey, let's put these guys away. They stepped on their neck. They did that. He'd have been great. And I don't know why I just didn't take that. I had the over in that game. Looked great the first quarter, even the first half. And then, if you just said the Bulls were going to get 90, I'd have been like.
Crazy.
Yeah. I didn't think they were going to win the game, to be honest, but I was like, they're going to at least score 115 to 120 points. They're going to push the pace and be like, hey, if you can outscore us. And they tried that in the first quarter, and then it was like, okay, we'll just give up. But I do think both.
Are you leaning, Craig? Don't mean to cut you off, but are you leaning towards that Atlanta Hawks at home? You were saying you like the underdogs?
No, I like both of the road underdogs that won last night. I like.
Oh, okay.
First of all, you can't take Memphis as a favorite. Like Memphis has been the last month. The month has been absolutely. I don't even know. Like they were the number 3 seed a month and a half ago. They're probably not making the playoffs. In my opinion, I think they lose to Dallas. And if you're Oklahoma City, I don't think you want Memphis to win because they will boat race Memphis. Like Dallas with those 3 big guys now that are all healthy, back healthy, and then every once in a while Klay Thompson will go for 7 or 8 threes. That's a dude that can win you a game, and Anthony Davis can win you a game. I would if I'm an Oklahoma City fan or on that team, I'm like, I hope Memphis wins. Yes, they have more talent on the team, but something's not right. I don't know if it's John Morant or Jackson or Bane. Somebody doesn't like somebody. Somebody slept with somebody's mom, like going back to LeBron James and Delonte West back in Cleveland. Something happened, Nick,
In that game, the Dallas Mavericks, I don't know. We'll see what they could do. I mean, it's John Morant playing. Is he okay?
He's got to be. The line's 6.5 points. If he's not playing, I got to think this is a pick'em game.
Right. That's my only concern. If John Morant's not playing, I'm all over Dallas here in that game.
They do have the extra day rest, so that is an advantage for these home teams. But the way Trae Young got ejected and left that game, he didn't look like a guy that's dying to get into the playoffs. And
he's pissed.
The rumors are he wants out. That he wants out, and he's playing like he wants out. Supposedly Zion is leaving. Is going to get traded. Supposedly Kevin Durant, maybe even Booker might be dangled. I mean, there's going to be a lot of free agents, or not free agents, guys that are under contract that get traded in offseason that are either superstars or budding superstars. This offseason is going to be an absolute just crazy deal. And remember, teams can do this because there's a new NBA TV contract coming where basically the cap's going to go up by 17 to $20 million. So even if you add a player, you're going to have room here in the near future, so you could like trade a little bit and kind of mortgage your future a little bit, and it's going to be covered up by the increase in the cap here shortly.
You could just tell, Craig, too, that Trae Young was so pissed off with his players in that game against Memphis. I mean, he almost played the whole entire game, and you need him out there to have a chance to win. And he was just sick and tired of his players, and you could just tell by his the way he was kind of acting on the court there. So
you can't win with no defense, though. Trae Young plays no defense.
Right.
Kind of like John Morant, kind of the same way, where it's like, and John Morant, there's no excuse. This dude is a freak athlete. He should be a great defender. He should probably lead the league in steals with his athleticism and speed and his long arms. And he doesn't because he doesn't give that effort. And Trae Young, now there's a little difference. He's kind of like a poor man Steph Curry, I say, where, he's going to have to outscore the guy more than play defense. But at least Steph Curry's a great off-the-ball defender. I mean, he's like top 5 in steals every year. Trae Young doesn't even try. I mean, it's like it's the LeBron James when he was in Cleveland for a little while. He's like, yeah, I'm not trying on defense. Like, I don't get paid to play defense. Kind of thing. Everybody always like LeBron and the chase down blocks and stuff. It's like those are great. How about you just play like that all the time on defense? Like you have that.
And that's the thing with the Warriors too. Just because they play such hard defense, and the Miami Heat, you saw it yesterday, they play great defense. If you play hard-nosed defense, you have a chance to go far in this playoffs because teams are going to be like, oh, okay, well, they're playing D. It's not just, okay, we're running down the ball here and scoring a layup end to end there. So teams like the Warriors.
If the Heat win, they'll play Cleveland. I think they can get a game. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Like I could think it could be they lose in 5 or 6, but you never know. The Heat, now granted they don't have playoff Jimmy Butler on that team, but if Tyler Hero plays like that, they got a chance. They got a chance because you just have to have somebody that has a really good game that you can count on, and then their defense is solid, and their pace of play is low. So they're going to keep you in the game late, and then you never know. You make a couple threes, and then you're there. All right, so we do have that come Friday. That's the 2 games Friday. Saturday, we got a big group of games in the NBA and hockey. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the NBA. We've got the Bucks and the Pacers, 5.5. The Pacers favored. Nuggets, Clippers. Nuggets at home, -2.5. Knicks and Pistons, -7 for the Knicks. And Lakers, T-Wolves, which I think is the series to watch on Saturday. Lakers -4. Lakers are big favorite in that series to win. I think it should be more like a coin flip. Minnesota's playing much better basketball since Rudy Gobert came back, and I'm not a Rudy Gobert fan.
No,
at all. But since he's came back, those 17, 18 games or something, they're like 13 and 4 or something like that, or 12 and 5. So it's like they definitely played a lot better once he came back. And Julius Randle, as bad as he was early in the year, he actually has taken on his role more of a, hey, I don't have to score every time I touch the ball guy. He's playing within the team atmosphere, and that makes them a much more dangerous team. So I do think that series has 7 games written all over it. Of all the games, all the series, I think that's the one that's going 7 games. I think there's going to be a lot of, 4, 5, 6 in this round. I think this is the one that goes 7.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I look at that Pacers series just because Damian Lillard, I don't believe he will be playing in this series, obviously, with those blood clocks. So I would sprinkle a little bit of money on that series win with the Indiana Pacers. But going back to that Lakers.
Yeah, 5.5. That definitely says, I was shocked it's not more without Damian Lillard.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the odds.
It makes me nervous that I thought it should be 7, and I probably would play the Pacers. And it's 5.5. I was like, and it looks like money's coming in on Milwaukee. I guess, I don't know. Maybe people don't know that Damian's out.
I don't know how you won it.
I don't understand how this line. Okay, I can see the line 5.5 or even 6, but you would think the money would come in on the Pacers just because of the news of Damian Lillard.
Right.
That kind of always worries me when the money doesn't come in where I think it's going to come in.
Right, something's going on. Somebody knows something.
Yeah, I always say, well, you could dominate in the NBA, and it's we saw it. The Warriors were up 20. They come back, and they almost lost that game. Last night, what was the Bulls were down 26, I think. They got it within, 14 or 15?
It was double digits.
Kobe White, dude. comes down, takes a terrible effing three when they were on a run. Takes a terrible three. Now, if that goes in, you're a hero. All of a sudden, I mean, that game probably would have ended up being single digits if he makes that. He doesn't. They come down and score a layup. Game over.
Craig, you were on that game, weren't you?
I had the over in that game.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like I the crazy thing is I liked the Bulls over, and the night before I played the Warriors over and won. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play the team total, or the team total. Then I was like, nah, I'm going to play the full game. And of course, if I'd have played the Heat, we would have been an easy winner. But the Bulls they got to do something. Something's got to change with, I'm guessing, coaching. Like, I like Billy Donovan, great college coach, but he didn't win the Thunder. He hasn't won at the Bulls. It's just time to go, Like, I think they kept him. I thought 1 year too many. I thought he should have already been. I think they kept him because they were like, you had to deal with DeRozan and Levine for the last few years. We'll give you a chance with a team that doesn't have them.
Yeah, we need a superstar, that's for sure. You're not going to win with, the players, though, out there that you're putting out there. Hopefully these younger guys get a lot of playing minutes, have a little bit of experience from this season in that playing game and come back strong. But we still need a superstar.
Giddey is not a superstar, but he's what we thought he was before that playoff series last year. Like, he's a guy, if you put a superstar with him, I think he's going to be really good. I think he needs to be the point guard, though. Like, he needs to have the ball in his hands, more often be the playmaker. And, I don't know what you do with Kobe White. I guess you put him off the ball as kind of more of like the shooting guard. That means your superstar's got to be a three, a wing that can guard other threes. So who knows? You have a chance now. You're in the lottery. You don't got many balls in there, but you got it's a 1% chance to get Cooper Flagg.
Come on. If he comes to the Bulls, I'll be so jacked up, Craig.
Dude, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. I might have to get tickets with you and just swing up there and watch a couple games a year. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good playoffs. Maybe not necessarily the first rounds for the NBA, but I think the NHL playoffs are actually going to be better in the early rounds this year than the NBA playoffs, because I can make an argument for pretty much every underdog.
Oh,
which is always good. Do we have any of these odds popping up for the NHL for the first for Saturday yet?
I just seen futures.
Yeah. Winnipeg minus 180 over St. Louis. Colorado minus 125. They're favored in the opening. So there's just two games on Saturday that are up right now. Is that all there is?
Yeah, I believe so. I was just seeing futures on draft.
125. Colorado's favored.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
How is that? Because the Dallas Stars.
I know, that's what I'm just saying. You just gave out the future. That's crazy. Is somebody out for Dallas?
No, I don't know. I don't believe so. I think they're all healthy.
Dude, you got to jump on Dallas, right? Plus 105. Just for the first game at least.
Home ice advantage. You know how good they are at home this season. That's way off in my eyes. Odds makers are definitely got something going on.
But I kind of like both underdogs. St. Louis a plus 150. I always think game one is the upset game. Avs should be favored. No way.
That's gonna be hard though, Craig. I mean, you're going into Winnipeg, and that place is going to be rocking, absolutely rocking.
But Winnipeg. Don't you think game one is always you're tight? You're tight because you're supposed to win. You're at home. You got nothing to lose as the underdog. You know what I mean? It's game one. If you lose, you're supposed to lose. And it's just and in hockey, it's just weird shit happens. A fluke goal early, and all of a sudden that pressure, then it's all on the favorite. So I kind of like both of those underdogs, at least a little sprinkle. I
like those underdog. I like those underdog plays on that second game, especially when the favorite wins that first game. They come out hot, and now that underdog team, the jitters are gone. They know what to expect, the atmosphere and everything like that. That's when I like to hammer that underdog play. So say the Winnipeg Jets win that first game here on, I believe it's on Saturday.
Yep.
I'm right back with the St. Louis Blues, depending on how, the eye test is when I do watch that game. But that's kind of how I like to bet those underdogs in the playoffs.
I mean, I just don't think in hockey that the difference between a 1-8 seed in the NBA is just gigantic, gigantic. I mean, it's 30 wins greater, I think, this year for Oklahoma City Thunder or something stupid. I mean,
Crazy.
That's just not the way it is in the NHL. The margin is much closer. Now, for you people that don't follow, they do a points theory, because if you win in overtime, you get less points than if you win in regulation. So that can kind of get thrown off, because a team can necessarily win in overtime, but not necessarily get, the full points. So I love it. I think it's going to be a great NHL playoffs and a great NBA playoffs. So, but we'll have all kinds more information. Make sure you follow us next week. Nick will be back on Monday. Tomorrow, we're going to have Griffin is going to be back, and we've got Raphael tomorrow. So Raphael, I'm sure, will be able to tell us more about that Saturday with Dallas being the underdog at home.
That's great.
Maybe by then we'll start to see the money kind of flip that around a little bit. You never know. Maybe there was a couple really large wagers that moved that. I just don't know. But we'll be able to he has all that information, so we'll be asking Raphael about that tomorrow. So, Nick, thanks again for having us. Have a great extended weekend. Enjoy your Friday off here from Doc's Daily. We'll see you back on Monday. Don't forget, like and subscribe. If you want to get in on that Premium Plus, click the link in the description. Also, that free $60 account right here, DocSports.com, free 60. We both got MLB plays today. You can get them $30 a piece over on the grid. If you use this, if you're a new customer, of course, if you're not, just go to the grid, and existing customers can get in today as well. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks again, Nick. We'll see you again tomorrow or Monday.